This is Sadwich, and today we're looking at a 3v3 on Comet catchers. This one's going to be too close to call as we got major high-tier players on both sides, including Sabotage, Flash, and Duckcat on the right side, and Goopy, Colonel Sanders, and Flacca on the left. Going to be a heavily vehicle-oriented gameplay this time because of the map. Comet catchers definitely favors the vehicles. As you can see here, looks like my immediate prediction of vehicles already turning out to be correct. Very proud of that. Lot of metal on this map for 3 players in my opinion. So we should see some quick teching. Gonna be a little bit here before anybody's got more than just a few scouts out. Everybody's gonna want to get their bases up and running well. Sabotage looks like he's only actually got 1 solar collector before getting his bot plant up. Probably optimal actually. Gonna have to keep that in mind next time. Got a lot of things you can learn from watching these high tier games, which is why I like to do it. I got time sped up here a little bit for you guys, so you don't have to go through all the motions. Looks like Ticks being a pest as always. Rover's not too much to worry about there. Usually because they do so little damage. Everybody's starting to move their commanders towards the middle here. Flash getting the extractors he needs up. Goopy's already got quite a few pawns out, significantly more than anybody else does at this point. Everybody just starting to pump those units. Looks like Colonel Sanders here is going for incisors. You don't see those too often. Very fun to watch, but I don't think they're all that good. Blitzes, on the other hand, just amazing at their good rushes. Looks like these pawns and ticks are being a pest towards Duckcat here. Goopy almost pushing up north here, along with Flacca. Meaning Flash doesn't have that much pressure on him, but it looks like Duckat's, being double teamed here. Colonel Sanders and Sabotage meeting. Colonel Sanders has the immediate advantage with the laser turrets. Trying to micromanage this many little fights at once. You can see here immediately, though, why incisors aren't used that much, is 3 incisors there just got demolished by a few grunts. Just not nearly as good for their price, considering they're about 100 metal each. Purple doing a blitz push. Looks like that's going to be forced back. Sabotage taking advantage of an undefended south flank here. There goes a little bit of Colonel Sanders' advantage south, but making up for that by taking out all the AKs that Sabotage had north. Just lots of fighting overall happening here. Look at that. Rocket bots doing what they do best and being pests. Lot of action right in the middle here. Very fun to watch. Looks like Colonel Sanders might explode. Hard to see. No, looks like he's going to get a quick escape there with the help of all these incisors. Barely alive, though. Goopy building up the defenses there, sending tons of pawns down south. It's more of a grid than straight on. If you can see here, Sabotage is way behind Colonel Sanders' lines here. Might actually blow here. That is a lot of brutes just dealing with Sabotage. Everybody's behind everybody's front lines. There goes Goopy. Looks like to a blitz rush. That is a major victory for Flash. Looks like he'll end up getting the reclaim. Building a lot more laser turrets before doing it, though. Stout's getting pushed out now. That's a major upgrade. This might be an early end here. Just with all these quick pushes. Even with that commander wreckage loss, though, things are looking even. Relatively, at least. Flash definitely has the stout advantage now because of that. But looking down here, it looks like Sabutai beating Colonel Sanders with this literally just commander push. This is all the commander's work down here. Holding off, or at least keeping apart, so many incisors, quite a few riot tanks, and tons of artillery. Quick brute rush here from Colonel Sanders, going to undo much of that hard work, though. Exploiter keeping the metal extractors a little bit strong. Stout rush here, doing what it does best. Flash might end up dying here if these stouts play their cards correctly. Rocket bots coming to start and fend them off, though. Looks like they're going to force a retreat, but that is going to divert these stouts' attention away from Goopy's base. Whose commander was that? Looks like we just had two detonations, not really related, but right after one another. We got Colonel Sanders' commander down, and Sabutai's commander down. Massive purple push into Goopy's base. Won't get anywhere, but this looks like it could be the early beginning of the end for the left team. Maybe because Flak has now got an advanced vehicle plant out, though. He'll be able to fend that off. Hard to say, hard to say. Stout's just pestering. Well, it's not even really pestering anymore. It's a full-on assault. Looking like Colonel Sanders here might be toast. Goopy sending whatever units he can down there. Looks like these laser turrets still actually killing units actively here. Sabutai is now actually using aircraft. Those paralysis drones going to really help with the offensive here. Yeah, look at that. Once those paralyzers start to hit in, that's just gonna be it. Very quiet on the northern front, but tons of activity happening down here. Looks like Goopy's actually going to manage to fend these off. That is a ridiculous amount of reclaim right there. Probably thousands. How much is each of these? Imagine each of these is about 130. Estimates, probably a good 25 of them. That is well into the thousands of reclaim. Nothing happening north still. Very beautiful activity here. Tanks are always super fun to watch. Love the combat, always looks great. Wish they were used more. Just a shame that on most maps, bots are the ones that you need to use. Artillery starting to be used north. That is going to take some of Flakka's attention. Looks like the bulls are starting to be rolled out here, though. Sabutai starting another bot push here. That is, or at least should, divert a little bit of Goopy's attention from the southern flank. Yeah, Decat having just unrivaled force here. Flakka using his cash to tech was a great idea for the team, but it looks like it's going to come at a major cost here. Bull getting there just in time. Will it be able to stop it? It doesn't look like it. Got a few more here, though. Shouldn't be too much longer before the third one gets pushed out. That might still be able to stop the push there, but not before tons of metal extractors are going to be taken out. This is just some brutal warfare here. Tons of vehicle casualties and just bots being destroyed everywhere. Looks like everybody's just doing their reclaim here. Not actually too many combat units down here. All the fighting's going here. That is a stupid amount of stouts. These bulls definitely pushing back Decat's advance. Entire bot army going to be eliminated here, it looks like. Looks like Sabutai now has tier 2 at this point, though. That is going to really help the Rice effort. Starting to get the advanced metal extractors out too. As you can see by this advanced construction bot doing its thing. Whose commander was that? Probably Duckats. Yep, looks like it. That is just about it for the Bulls, though. Their pushes have been exhausted. A lot of paralyzes down here happening. Wonder what that was from? Actually, looks like there's been a Twilight here. That's probably what did it. Fiends starting to get pushed out. Construction engineers starting to be pushed out. Fiends are just the worst to deal with. Lot of... not much actually happening north. Still looking incredibly even in the middle here. Looks like the Resbots reclaiming a little bit. Hounders and Lashers going to be doing their damage down south here. Just about dead on in the middle, that was another Twilight down. Incredible how little things are moving despite how many units are dying. Nothing major in the way of weapons being pushed out here. Looks like Sabutai decided to reclaim his factory and just started using a Twitcher to put out Fiends so as to quicker get isn't a word, to quickly get that fusion reactor out. Lasher's getting destroyed here. Great supporting units, but can't take on Stouts by themselves. Lot of Stouts up north. Not gonna do anything against these Bulls, though. Not even... Oh, look at this pawn. Little rush there. Just waiting to happen. Doesn't look like Flaka notices. But he... doesn't look like Decat noticed those lightning tanks. Unfortunate. That could have been it if that had gotten through. What are these riot tanks? Okay. Not going to be able to burst through these Dragon's Maws. First fusion reactor is starting to go up. Very cool, very cool. Still very even, though. Doesn't look like the units there are there to stop these pawns. Explosions happening here. Oh, I see them. I see the mines. Not a thing you usually think about are mines, but they can really do some serious damage. Looks like these riot tanks trying to set off what mines there are here. Usually you want a minesweeper to do that. Oh, look at this push here. That might be Call Sanders. Not calling... Why am I blind? For some reason I thought Goopy's army there was an invading army. That was silly of me. Looks like we got some ghost bots here going to paralyze some bulls. Yeah. Lot of Mausers. Lot of Mausers. Looks like a paralyze already happened here. That's the only way I can imagine these both got destroyed. Oh, and a push through here. Not sure if that's going to be enough to push into Sabutai's base, but it's definitely going to take out that front line of his. Nobody's got 2 fusions up yet, but looks like Colonel Sanders... Nope, never mind, that wasn't a completed one. Sabutai and Flash are the only ones to have completed fusion reactors, along with Flaka. Fiend's desperately trying to hold off any advances here. Doesn't look... Nope. Probably going to do it, actually. It's just really hard to break through Tier 2 defenses with Tier 1s. Instead, they've decided to focus their attention north to Flaka. Or not Flaka, Flash. Just 2 similar names there. I'm not the best public speaker, as you can tell. Sabutai and the Fiends, yeah, just being a nuisance still. That is a lot of Fiends right there that just got deployed. Right starting to lose their forward metal extractors, though. That might hurt their economy in the long run. Another fusion reactor being pushed out here. Those lightning tanks gonna do anything? Not really. What happened to Purple's base? How did I miss that? Probably a Flaka North push here. I'm actually going to guess lightning tanks came around here, or the bulls or something. Something quick, at least. That's the only way I can explain me completely having missed that. Yeah, looks like the lightning tank theory was right here. Otherwise, that shouldn't be here. 23 kills. More EMPs going on. Not many Sheldons actually coming out. Not something you usually see. Usually Sheldons are the most common type of unit. Guess nobody really has the resources to push them out here, and all need to be spent on frontline units. Sabutai might be coming down with this push here. Those Fiends are gonna cancel each other out. Looks like Flash is bringing down his welders to try and help. There go some EMP paralysis drones. That is going to be a nuisance. Taking out most of Goopy's stouts. Doesn't matter though. Look at how quickly, even if I slow down time to normal time here, that is brutal how quickly those are being pumped out, even without a fusion reactor. Looking like these construction drones. Trying to reclaim some. Sabutai got a pretty good balance of air and land. Nobody's got advanced fusions despite having tons of regular fusions. Can't give aside the investment, I suppose. These sharpshooters, dying like flies here, it looks like. Better keep an eye on them, though. Sneaky Pete's just so annoying to deal with all the time. Glad they found that one. Looks like these hounds might actually pose a threat for Flaka here if they come around north and manage to do what they can do. Flash cloaking, knowing there's danger. Looks like anti-nukes have been rolled out here by Sabutai. Not sure how anybody would have even come close to getting the resources to build a nuke launcher, but I guess there's EMP nukes getting rolled out, so it isn't that far away. Pretty stagnant. Duck Hat is starting to get his base back up. Might eventually get this fusion reactor again. Hard to say if he's going to make a full recovery by the end of this game, though. Colonel Sanders still just spamming the tier 1 units, it looks like. Except for his sumos, which again, I'm completely blind to. Welders And what looks to be tons of anti-air, some stouts, some sharpshooters, going to push into Flakka's base here. I do not see how this could be defended. There goes some nano turrets. Why are they getting pushed north there? Probably just some... I don't know. Yeah. Flash and his sniper is just going to end up taking out Flakka's base here, no matter how quickly those bulls getting pumped. A good-sized fiend build up here. A few mammoths as well. I personally don't use mammoths, but I know tons of high-tier and low-tier players alike do. I guess they're just great tankers. There we go. Yeah. What was that explosion? Looks like fusion reactors being destroyed. Goopy's going to have to worry about that as well as this fiend push. Looks like this is it. That's a resignation. Good game, folks. Amazing high-tier match. Fun to watch all the way through.